Hello everyone. I'm extremely tired this morning, but we're still gonna do this anyways. This video was supposed to come out yesterday, and it was rudely interrupted by everyone coming home, so couldn't do it until today. So what you're looking at is the box to the Action Force by Valaverse Covert Ops Condor action figure. As you can tell, it is the first box that we've received that is completely blank except for what you see here. The back of the box is completely blank, sides of the box completely blank. So this figure, if you didn't know, which you should know by now, but if you didn't know, is a mail-in figure, somewhat. I wouldn't call it a traditional mail-in because in my mind a mail-in is free. There's no extra charge except for shipping and handling maybe. But nonetheless, we still have this. He is 20 action points and about $20-ish after shipping. While supplies last. That's what I was trying to say. So, this box is blank mostly because all of the attention went to the figure, which is not a bad thing. I do really like this glossy white box that we have here with a little bit of deco, and that's it. It has some nice font for Covert Ops Condor. Of course, you have Action Force at the top. It doesn't have any of the legal stuff or any of that on it, which is interesting. No Valaverse logo or anything like that. It's fairly interesting. So I see this box as an opportunity for customizers to go crazy. Well, not really customizers, but artists to go crazy. Since it is blank, you could do the whole deco on the front. You could put something on the top, maybe the bottom. You could maybe take the file card photo and copy it or something, or cut it out and put it on the sides. And then you could, of course, do your own like file card on the back. Maybe do a portrait shot at the top or something. I'm not creative and I'm not good at drawing, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But just my thoughts on what could be done with this. Some may see it as laziness. I see it as opportunity. Let me know what you guys think about the blank box down below. Now, let's go ahead and get into the accessories for this guy. So he comes with not really the bare minimum, but he doesn't come with much. So even though he is a cheaper figure, he still comes with this file card right here, even though it's not on the box. So you can go ahead and read that right now to go ahead and give you a summary of what it says. Basically, Condor was needed to go to Miami to check on the cartel, and that's pretty much the gist of things, as they didn't want the Republic of Florida to be taken over. So he was sent there to spy on everyone, which is pretty much what it says in his specialties. He's an infantry and intelligence specialist, which basically means he's a spy. You get this nice artwork and the Action Force logo right there. Of course, it's in the same font as always. It's very nicely cut. It's on the same material. It's always on the same like papery cardstock-ish paper. And it is probably the only one that I will ever have that is cut out, unless they do another one like this, because I don't cut out my boxes except for action points. And now that I think about it, if I'm cutting it out for action points, I'm probably okay with cutting it out for file cards. So moving the box to the side, the only other accessories he comes with is his extra hands, and he comes with a stand. So here are his extra hands. I'm not going to take them out. You've seen these hands 1,000 times. Same hands we always get. And now for his final accessory, which he is standing on, his stand. So let's go ahead and show you. The stand is the same stand we always get. It has the file card holder in the back, so you can have them displayed like a traditional character. I personally won't be displaying them like that. I may not even be using the stand. Let's try to get that sort of out of the way. trying to let you guys still see it and appreciate it, but my lighting won't let me. So let's pop them off real quick and show you just the stand by itself. So of course, Action Force is engraved. It has the diamond plate design that we've seen every time. I usually don't show the stands off. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know that. The reason I'm showing this one off is because, for one, it's my first stand of 2023, and it is green, which is my favorite color. It's sort of like an ashy green, so it's like toned down a little bit, muted, and has more of not really like a really bold color like you would expect. It's also not more of like a traditional forest green. It's more of a pastel or a oil-based green. I don't know what to call this color, but it is definitely cool, and I like showing you guys the stands that I have that are colored. So currently in my lineup of colored stands, I have the Night Ops Steel Brigade All Black stand. I have this stand. I have the Swarm Sentry, Swarm Trooper stands, the yellow and gold one, the yellow one being the translucent one. And then I may have one or two more. I have the Infantry Commando tan one. That's honestly a similar shade to this, but just tan. So those are my lineup of stands. If you guys care at all. I don't really care too much for stands in general, but I like the way these are done. You have 4 pegs for multiple points of articulation, so you don't have to just have them standing up like a Barbie doll, as always. So let's get into the actual figure. No pun intended. So that's gonna fall. Here he is. Zooming in, Condor. Specifically, Covert Ops Condor. So he is obviously a kit bashed figure, minus 2 pieces, as far as I can tell. Those pieces being his upper torso and his head. So the rest of them we've seen probably 1,000 times at this point. So he uses the vest from Sergeant Slaughter's that we've received, as well as the classified or declassified gear pack. So it's the same, nothing changed. It feels solid. Of course, the arms are painted to match the shirt look. The Hawaiian shirt itself features a sort of wine-ish garnet red. I don't really know exactly. Darker red, maroon, whatever you want to call it. Flower tampo, which I think looks very nice. That is featured throughout the entire shirt here. So he has a blue tank top underneath. Mine has a little bit of paint bleed there on the side. This blue tank top is fairly nice. You can tell by my left thumb that this is just like the rest of the tank top figures. You have the shoulders painted to match what would be the jacket, and that does fit very nicely. So you can't even hardly tell that he's wearing something underneath that doesn't match up. So the blue tank top is cool. It's the first time we've seen it in blue, as far as I know. He has a new upper torso because the glasses are molded. I don't think we've seen this on any other figure. That can be a plus or a downside. For design, it's a plus. For features, it's a minus because I would have liked to see more accessories with this guy, and I think sunglasses would have been cool to include. Now they have these molded, so if we put sunglasses on him, he would have an extra pair of sunglasses, and then if we left it like this, then obviously he doesn't have sunglasses, so I think that's a little weird. He does come with a nice little watch, which is black and silver. I appreciate the two-tone. He has another bracelet that's all white. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, unless it's just supposed to be one of those like Hawaiian bracelets that you would get at a gift shop or something. So he is sporting a nice design, even though he's a kit bash figure. He has the same pants we've seen on figures like Desert Rat or Trigger. They're still pretty nice in my opinion. I think this is a new green color, kind of matches the stand. Of course, he has his tactical belt that is looks to be a silver Cobra clip with a brown leather belt there, which is pretty nice. And of course, he doesn't lose any articulation. He retains every point of articulation that you've seen on every figure that has the same style pants that he has, because he doesn't have the combat boots, so he doesn't get the shin swivel there. But he has some new boots. They're not two-toned, which I like, to have just a single sort of darker brown. You guys can't really see it on camera, but it looks nice there. So that's enough as far as his design, except for the holster comes with the, I kind of lied about accessories, I guess. His final accessory is actually this handgun that was on his person. So it's just an all black handgun we've seen before. I don't really know which this is, so you guys can let me know down below if you want. I kind of wish this was two-toned, or maybe white and red or something to go with the Hawaiian shirt, even though that wouldn't really fit. I would have loved to see a silver slide on this one, or even just the ejection port being silver right there, just for an extra little bit of added color there. Of course, he can hold this firearm, as all Action Force can hold their weapons. They wouldn't be very action-packed figures without being able to hold their weapons. So that is the only weapon he comes with. He only comes with one sort of thigh holster here. He doesn't come with the med pack or extra magazines or anything like that, but you already have all of that, so I don't really think that's a problem. Now, getting into the biggest change with this figure, and I think that is his head sculpt. So let's zoom in one more time. See if I can get you guys a good close-up of that. So my phone is trying to auto-filter, so it's going to look a little weird on camera. But focus. There we go. So I'm not sure if mine's a little derpy, or if he's supposed to have that raised eyebrow and then kind of weird thing going on. I do not mind it. I think it came out okay, but I'm not sure if that's the look they were going for. Now, I like his beard there, his little 5 o'clock shadow. He has a little bit more stubble on his goatee, and then it fades. He has less on that side and a little bit on that side, but I think that looks fine. Now, for his hair, it has a little bit of blonde highlights, so it's not just one solid color, so I like the attention to detail there. So all in all, this figure has probably a 10 out of 10 on attention to detail, because he has everything you would want and expect, from paint apps to design itself. And of course, you already know what the articulation is like. I've already mentioned that. So now scale, he scales very well. He's the same body mold as every other Action Force figure we've received. So he's going to be just as tall as the rest of them. Now the cool thing is, since it is Action Force, if you don't like this at all and you just want it for the head sculpt, you can obviously put that head sculpt on any other figure that you have. So anybody can be Condor, and you don't have to worry about it. So moving on here to a sort of comparison between another figure, I have a Tim Kennedy figure stripped down of all his gear with a blowback head, and I think it looks really nice to complement this Covert Ops Condor, because it's kind of like somewhat civilian in my opinion, and that's what they were going for. Obviously, for intelligence, to be spying on people, a little bit of reconnaissance, you're going to want to be not noticeable. So I think the Hawaiian shirt's definitely doing that. All in all, I think this figure is perfect for what it is. I've wanted a MailAway item for a while now. I'm glad that it was a variant figure and not a completely new figure, and the only way to get it was a MailAway. Now, the one thing that I wish he would have came with, which I've already mentioned, is multiple accessories besides the stand. So, in my opinion, he comes with 2 accessories. Yeah, 2 accessories besides his hands. So, all of his hands and then 2 more accessories. His handgun and his stand. So, I'm not complaining here, but for the immersion of the character, like the atmosphere, I kind of wish he would have came with something like an MP5. Now, not this one. It's just the one I had on hand. This came with the weapons tin, the Crimson Shadow weapons tin if you want it. That's the only way to get it that I know of right now. So this, I believe, is an MP5K PDW. I wish he would have came with a classic MP5 A4 with a collapsible stock, you know, just with no attachments, all black maybe. Maybe a little silver, but mostly black. Kind of like this one, but with no attachments at all. Since this one's all decked out, I wish it was just plain because I feel like it would fit that 80s aesthetic. And he probably should have came with a duffel bag. I feel like for whether it be a soft goods or just a plastic one, a duffel bag would have been nice, or even the little like sash bag that he has in the line already that we've gotten with the backpack gear pack. I feel like he should have came with something like a sling bag would have been nice to have as well. Just some type of bag. I feel like he's just missing a little bit. Like he should have had like a primary weapon besides his handgun and a bag for money or drugs or whatever you wanted to pretend it could be. That would have been a great way to introduce soft goods, or even just having another bag in the line that can hold accessories. I feel like if it could have fit like a couple handguns or something like that, that would have been cool. Now, that obviously isn't an issue, but I think we should have just gotten it. I just like the idea of him having a little bit more than what he came with. So if it wasn't for, I'm not saying he's a lack of accessories, because when you tear this figure down, everyone's going to say he has a ton of accessories because you can remove almost everything. Like his jacket, you can remove that, his head. You can tear this figure down and have more, but in my opinion, I think he's just slightly lacking a couple things. Now, they're obviously not essential. So my final thoughts, this figure's great for what it is. So if you just look at it for what it is, a MailAway, a cheaper figure, a figure that is unique, that not everyone is going to buy, not everyone is going to be able to get because they don't have action points, then if you look at it like that, I think you're getting a great value. I believe mine was like $23, and then I have about 30 Action Force figures, and I don't even consider myself a huge Action Force collector. And so I had plenty of action points that I could have cut out. So if we have another MailAway, I'll probably have some. That is one thing that I wish we could have gotten. So he cost action points, and every figure comes with action points except this one. So usually figures that come in the smaller packaging come with one action point. I feel like as a rebate for us spending 20, we should have been able to get 1 or 2 back at least, or maybe even 3, because he's a special figure, kind of like they did with the other exclusives, specifically the Bloody Pandora variant, where she has 3 action points. So that would have been nice. So that wraps up this video. Don't want to make it too much longer than about 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Leave your thoughts, randomness in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I know I've gained about 3 subscribers from the last video that I had, which I didn't expect to gain any from, so thank you guys for that. And if we can hit about maybe 100 subs by the end of the summer, I'll probably do a face reveal if you guys even care. And maybe I'll try to do a giveaway Action Force figure, or maybe I'll give my stands away or something like that. You guys let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching.